All right, YouTube. We're back again on the LS C30 or the LS Swap C30 dually. So today I am working on fuel. The truck is a dual tank. It's got saddle tanks in it. Currently, I'm just going to run one tank and a Aeromotive Stealth 340 liter per minute fuel pump. I've got the Dorman OEM fuel sender, advanced auto, I think. Yeah, it's definitely advanced auto. So I am going to build this. I'm gonna put it all together. I've got some of the AN6 fittings to go on here, so we'll get that all set up. And I'm probably gonna drop it in a tank. I've got the tank sitting right here on a little rolling dolly, so we'll get everything set up. So I haven't done this either, like everything else I've done in this little segment here. But I'm gonna catch back up with you in a second. I'm gonna spin this thing around and see what I figure out, and I'll catch you back here shortly. All right, guys. So what I figured out here is the plug from the original sending unit does not fit the Aeromotive one. They did send me a plug with it. So what I was going to do was see if I can repin it into this one. Now the gauge of wire is bigger. I will see if the pins will fit. I don't think they will. I'm probably just going to have to cut and then heat shrink. So but I will let you know what's going on here in a minute. Catch you back here shortly. Alright, so I'm still twisting this thing all around, trying to get it to fit in here. So what I think I'm about to do is I'm going to put the black hose on the pump, and I'm going to slide it on here. And then I'm going to fit this in the bottom with this rubber O-ring in here. So what I'm trying to do, I'm obviously this pump's not made for it, but I've got to get this clear and this clear. That's what I really got to focus on. This is like I forget what they called it, but it can't be blocked. And if it is, it needs to be modified to where it won't be blocked. And these little rubber feet right here, they're trying to plug this one right here. So what I'm thinking, I'm gonna put it in here, get it situated to where it would be level with the pickup tube and the pickup tube here, and maybe trim one of these little feet off of this thing and get it sitting in there good. So I'll put you on a little fast forward mode, and you watch me twist this thing around 100 times. Cool. All right, so this is what I'm running into. Here is the pickup tube. See how it's blocked partially by that gasket? And then there's that little vent, little purge. I think it's a purge vent. I can't remember exactly what it was. I just read it in the instructions, but I forgot what it was. But either way, both of them need to be clear. And this is what I'm running into. And then when I twist it out of this gasket here, it covers up my little purge thing. So it's going to be hard to see. But that little purge thing is right here where that little black foot is. I'm just going to cut that black foot off and see if I can modify it that way to give it free flow. That's what I'm going to try to do right now. But as you can see, the pump is straight in line with the pickup. So that's what I'm running into now. So I'm going to put you back on the little fast forward time lapse. And all right, so what I have figured out is I just cut all the little black feet off the bottom of it. They're about maybe 1/8 of an inch at best. So It's gonna be a little bit hard to see, but you can see here how I have about 3/16 from the red feet to the black gasket. I'm thinking that's going to be enough for that little purge valve or whatever it's called. I guess I'll go back through the instructions and find it, but I think that's going to be enough, and I should be able to twist it just a little bit more to get my sock on with the pin right here. But I'm going to put the sock on, and well, actually, I'm not going to put the sock on now. I'm going to pull this off and then put my clamps on here and go ahead and get my fuel pump clamped into place, and we'll get wiring situated after that. All right, so as you can see, I've had to do some heavy modifying to the bottom of this thing. So I did have to notch out the steel right here. I had to notch out that rubber gasket, all because I wanted to use the Aeromotive sock. So this is the factory one. It wouldn't fit on the Aeromotive pump, so I had to swap it out also. So I had to modify this little holder at the bottom. I just cut a very little small piece out. So small that my grinder slung it off. But so I got the sock on. I've got the O-ring in. Everything else has seemed to line up. I still got that 1/8 of an inch gap, as you can see, for that little purge hole. And I've got my clamps on. And I think I'm about to go ahead and clamp this thing down and call it good for the pump. Now I still got to do some wiring though. So I'm going to change out, cut this wire in here to the original sender. Cut this wire in here, connect it to this plug here so I can plug everything in still. So, all right. I will go ahead and clamp these with y'all right now. I'll get my little PEX clamper. That's one done. That's number 2 done. All right, so we are clamped in place right now. Nice and sturdy, pretty solid. Socks on there really good. That grommet's down in there. Still got plenty of room here for my little purge hole there. So now I am going to work on wiring, so I'll put you back on time lapse and catch you up here shortly once I figure out all right guys, so connected my wiring harness now. So I've already cut, got everything kind of fit. I am opening up my wires right now so I can feed the two into each other. Just got back from the store. Went and got some heat shrink, and I've also got these connectors here that I've been using on this project. So they're a solder, heat shrink solder. So this has got a little solder strip on the inside of it, and then it's got waterproof glue here or whatever, and then plus the heat shrink, and then I'm putting black heat shrink over top of it. So I'll kind of show you what I got going on here. I'm gonna slide heat shrink on this side. Well, I just gotta slide it on this side. I might have to just trim it. Gonna have to trim it. Alright, so I'll just slide it down this side. That should work there. And I'll slide the connector down this side. And then I'll fit my two wires together. Best I can. All right, close them all up. I'll slide this connector over the top. Eventually. I'm gonna center my little solder strip right there. Turn my heat gun on low, and then I'm just gonna melt it on there. Goes right on down on it. Solder strips melted down. So I had to be careful with my loom over here so I don't melt my loom. Get the connector melted. Alright. So now my connector's on and heat shrinked and the glue tabs are glued. Now I can slide my loom over. Oh, coming. So I used 1/4 inch on the last one, and then I was trying 3/16 on this one. I guess 1/4 inch was definitely the size preference. Alright, so heat shrink is on, and now we're going to hit the heat shrink. And just like that, it's a beautiful thing. Alright, so now, I'm gonna let that cool off a second. We are set on connectors. So now we should just be able to, I'm gonna slap a little bit of dielectric in there to sleep a little better at night. Not much, just a little film on it. And then I am going to snap these two together. And that should be it for our wiring on this thing. Alright, so now what I've seen most people do is they kind of just turn the connector this way and then zip tie it to the return. So I think that's what I'm going to do. This. So that way nothing gets caught up in my, let's see. I'll put that actually over here. Glad I thought of that. I'm going to zip tie it to the pickup side. So that way it doesn't interfere with my float. I'm not going to go tight. That's probably all I'm going to do right there. Alright, boom. So, the Aeromotive 340 is mounted. I used the PEX connectors with the little PEX tool. Wiring is done with, I forget the name of this company here, solder stick. They are supposed to be good for submergible, so I did question them. So, supposed to be good for in the tank, and then I just put the loom over it to, well, I guess for safety measures. But there we go. So now I am going to figure out what I'm going to do for my pickup and return. Sorry. So I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do with my pickup and return now. So I got some AN fittings. I got those ones with the little brass coupler in them. I can't remember what they're exactly called. My mind be crazy sometimes. But I'm going to get those out, and y'all just hang tight.